like,
Yeah.
Bitch, like, I was like,
No, I respect Donda. No, I put that on there. Donda is good.
That's just different, man. That's just different to me. Like
he cheating the system, bro. He realized that he could get away putting out bullshit. Like he ain't got to give you the full
that one is it
concentrated
bullshit,
thought. Yes, all this shit been bullshit, bro.
I wasn't necessarily
One way or another, it's been bullshit.
Father had to stretch his hands out to get it from me.
it's just a lot of money thrown at it at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But I know.
I look at it like
worse
this, bro.
than this.
When you
Like,
go
yeah,
when you go to work,
that's what I'm saying. We talk. I know bullshit now.
I mean,
I can give you bullshit.
when you go to work, bro, and you get and they
I
give
just
you
left from y'all putting pen to the sheets.
they give you your rundown.
Trying to
for the
sit
day.
quiet and let
And
my
then, like-
enemies eat.
And then like halfway through, you just get up and leave. Is that a good day's work?
different day for Drake, man.
Depends on what you did.
We got it.
You did half of what you was supposed to.
His day is coming, bro.
But what the
I
half of
promise
what you
you.
did?
I'm gonna
was
bring
good.
him up though.
But you still got
Yeah,
another
of
half
course, yeah.
3 day work. for you to do.
Briefly.
Is that a good day's work for you? From the perspective of your management. Okay.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
my man.
I had 600 packages to drop off. I dropped out 300 and clocked out. I failed. Even though I dropped the 300 off exactly where it needed to go. 300 just sitting
Talk
in
to
there.
this nigga.
And that's what Kanye been doing since Life of Pablo, bro.
He just got 300 packages.
That nigga came out with the idea on Life of Pablo like, hey
Cuz.
man, you know what? this just gonna be an eternal piece of art. I'ma just keep adding and fixing it.
That is true, bro.
That's what he did
that's-
that with Life Pablo.
That's how he got caught up in that lawsuit.
And he kind of doing that. He
Hey, you
kind
got
of doing
some-
that with Donda.
And you
I
got
don't
some
know.
lean in your beard.
Oh damn.
I don't know. Like I don't know what the
okay.
last thing was he added or took away from Donda. That's why I asked you earlier how long.
Right there, bro.
What is it? Good
Now
night.
you want to just go
I had
like,
been on the end of
oh,
the
you-
graduation. I didn't know it was that. I
This
didn't
shit
know
like
it
a
was
nasty pimple or something. Like it was just ready to pop.
Talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that.
I had skipped that earlier.
What?
What?
How long Good Night had been on the end of the graduation.
Bro, I swear I've never heard that song. I've never heard that shit, bro.
Wait.
I thought I was tripping when it came.
Yeah,
Bro,
because
Big
it wasn't
Brother
even
Put it on there.
Big Brother was always the
When did
last song, bro.
Big Brother
That's
was
the
always
question.
last song.
Nobody knows.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
Yeah, no, you ain't tripping.
Okay. I'm glad I wasn't the
Was
only
it put
one.
on there before or after his mom passed?
I think it was. I
It
want to
gotta
say it was
be
after.
Okay, well it make more sense then. I was gonna
But it
I was gonna
goes-
put a take out there, but since he okay, that makes sense because I thought it was always on the back.
but-
Before his mom passed, I'm like, bro, that's a creepy song to have.
But that's what I'm
right
saying.
before your mom passed, so
Like-
it makes sense for it to go on.
But I will say
because
this.
what he was talking about. But
It gave the album the end of the album a different meaning for me. Okay.
yeah, we.
Bro,
All right.
When the album first came out, Big Brother was always the last
Okay,
song,
that's
bro.
what- okay.
When Big Brother came on, that shit went off, the album went off.
We need a Patreon because like this.
Oh, we recording?
Yeah. Hold on, wait. Stop laughing, bro.
What was that? That's new.
What's yes? Shit. All right. 1, 2. What's good? I'm Skip,
And I'm DJ.
and this is DeCypher. And today we are breaking down one of Kanye's classic albums, Graduation. I don't even know what I want to say because we started off kind of on a wild foot. But this is Kanye's third studio commercial release, right after late registration and right before everything started to go to shit. At the best possible time in his career.
Okay.
My beautiful daughter.
Okay, I was about to say, okay, please preface that.
Yeah, let me get to the 3-point line before I shoot it.
All right, bro.
All right, so today is one of our panel episodes, and not only do we have myself, Skip, my co-host DJ, we also have 2 additional people that I want to introduce right now. First, we got OTR Road Dog, and y'all definitely know him if y'all been watching us since the OTR days. Brother Bino. What's up, man? How
What's
you
up,
doing?
man? I'm here.
And also to his left, if you're around the city, ain't no way you haven't known him due to his music and all of the, ways that he has touched the music industry in this area, especially from my aspect once I got introduced to him through Ozu. Producer, rapper, artist first though. Akil Pratt. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Appreciate it.
man.
Thanks for having me on here, bro.
No problem, no problem. I wanted to preface this conversation because it seems like it's gonna get, a little I don't know. I don't even know the word. Y'all will see, but
You should have told us we were recording.
y'all didn't hear me pushing the buttons?
I knew it was on.
You know what?
I knew it was on.
You
Oh,
right.
shout out to Ozu, bro.
Cause my nigga seasoned. Shout out to DJ. Corbin been gone too long.
Yeah.
Rusty.
But
man.
but how is everybody before we
Good,
get started?
I'm
Okay,
good. I'm
okay.
good. Yeah.
Okay, and like I
I'm
said,
good.
we are discussing Kanye West album Graduation.
Mhm.
And before we get into, the depths of the album, I do want to discuss some of our initial thoughts on the album. And since you are here for the first time, Akil, I want you to go first and discuss some of your initial thoughts on the album.
Okay. All right. So my initial thoughts of the album is basically this is what a Kanye album looks like when he has the whole machine behind him, when he has all the resources at his disposal. It's a far cry from the college dropout sound. He moved away from the skits and things like that. It was more, okay, we finna put out these singles, real single driven, real commercially driven, and you could hear the sound. The sound was bigger, like a bigger type stadium status.
Stadium
Yeah.
status.
So
was
those my initial.
Was this his album with probably the most singles off of it? Like in one setting?
Prior to, up until that point, most definitely.
Yeah, cause it's at least what 6?
Yeah,
Almost
it's 5 or 6. It's 5 or 6.
Like singles that were big singles at the time.
Yeah.
So.
Right. One more point I make, for this to be a follow.
Keep going.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
just make sure you stay in front of the
for
mic.
this to
Yeah.
be a follow up to Late Registration, which was an incredible album in its own right.
Mhm.
For this to follow up from that's a crazy feat to
Facts.
accomplish. When you,
Mhm.
I'm thinking about Kendrick going from
Good
kid
damn.
to like, how do you do that? How you able to go from that to that?
God
So-
did.
yeah.
That's why this run to me personally, like his first 3 albums, like it's rare. Like it's not that many artists that really hit what Kanye did at his first
Facts.
swinging back with his
Yeah.
first 3 albums. Them,
Facts.
like it's different, bro. And like you said, for him to follow up with this album after Late Registration, and then I kind of like what he did in terms of Late Registration was like what 23 songs. 20,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. He
yeah.
done. He. Well, it was still an hour
but-
and something long, but it was just 13 tracks though.
Yeah, and then I like how it just basically with this album, I guess it was more, quality versus quantity in a
Yeah,
sense, because
yeah.
it was definitely a lot shorter. But overall,
Right.
just like you said, I just want to definitely acknowledge that what you said for sure. To follow up Late Registration with Graduation is
Yeah.
for
Go
sure.
ahead, Bino.
So my biggest thing was I don't want to say I was late to the Kanye train, right?
Wow, this is a new revelation.
Yeah, excuse
We'll talk
me.
about
Let
that later.
let
but go
me
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
Snatches Pearl.
So Graduation was the first full Kanye album that I actually listened to.
Okay.
And I went back and I listened to Late Registration and College Dropout, and I was like, oh, I see what's
Yeah.
going on. You know what I'm saying? For me, it introduced me, but I didn't catch the other two during the time frame that they had
Mhm.
came out, So yeah,
That's-
it was big for me, man.
That's interesting, Bino, especially the person that I know you to be.
It was
And-
big for me.
Nigga, I
This
thought you was
album
like,
was big for me.
Like I thought he would have been there from the jump.
what was the project he put out before College Dropout? Like it was like kind of like a test kind of.
That mixtape.
Yeah.
I know it was something
LV's
school
and
related.
Auto-Tune.
Nah, not that. It was a name. I had to.
Yeah,
I know my homeboy Reggie will know, but we
Mm-hmm.
ain't gonna ponder on it. But I thought you would have been there from that.
Mhm.
Which is crazy because I'm not too far off from you.
Yeah.
Like College Dropout was something that I didn't hear for a long time.
Mhm.
Like I had a homeboy Reggie, shout out to Controversy. Like he was on Kanye West from the very beginning. Like before College Dropout even came out. Like he was on him like all the way from the beginning. So like I started listening around Late Registration, like catching like some of the songs from Late Registration.
Yeah.
But this, in my opinion, by far is my favorite Kanye album. And I'm willing to like make the argument that
I'm with
it's his
you.
best album.
Mhm.
I'm co-signing that.
Um,
I'm with you on that.
I said that this is part one of Kanye's like collective creative peak. And also, this is the beginning of the end of Humble Kanye, and I want to discuss that.
yeah.
through,
That is true.
I want to
for
discuss
sure.
it through, like, in context with the theme of the album too.
Mm-hmm.
So with no further ado, like,
Damn, you said that. Yeah, this is the end of Humble Kanye.
yeah, and
For
it's
sure.
like it's kind of like ironic to say like the tallest midget type shit, like Humble Kanye, but like when you really listen to this album, you do get an understanding for how, you know, he tried to project humility like when his mom was around, and you know, rest in peace to Miss Donda, but he was really trying to project it, and like once he didn't have somebody to protect him, like his other side kicked in an attempt to protect himself.
And also too, like, yeah, after this album, I'll probably say this was probably the most competitive outside of maybe Watch the Throne. I feel Kanye, like before, like with this 3P, during those 3 albums, Kanye was always like, in a sense, I want to be the best rapper. Like he wanted to be acknowledged and taken seriously.
rapping.
Yeah, in that aspect.
Right.
So he was really trying his hardest, regardless of whatever y'all feel about the group help and all that other shit. It don't fucking matter. At the end of the day, Kanye is an artist, and I do feel as though he wrote a lot of his stuff. I do feel that way. And I just feel as though after this album, I don't think he really focused on the raps in particular after that. It's just more so about everything. But them first 3 albums, yeah, he wanted to be taken seriously as a rapper. I'm not just a producer.
Speaking of your favorite, Skip, I'll put this in my notes too. I feel like this was his Thriller album. If you understand,
Like just straight hits,
yeah,
like big records.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that.
I would say that.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, because I think, and like we were talking about on the intro, like I think a lot of people thought that the first 2 albums was so good that they were like fluke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Or they thought he was like in a box.
yeah, so when he came back with this, and he meant for this to change like the aspect or the way that people looked at him, like in general.
Right.
And it also signified, and I forgot to put this in my notes, but it also signified the staying power of non-street rap.
Yeah,
Facts.
they say he
'cause-
changed hip hop.
And I 100% agree with that. And I think he probably meant it like on a lower level, but because 50 Cent, I guess, was the biggest rapper at the time.
At the time, yeah.
But it was more so their styles that were fighting as opposed to
the gangster rap versus
the
conscience.
Conscious.
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, not really
But
conscious.
backpack, you know, just hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Like what was gonna be the dominant version of hip hop to, you know, extend throughout the next era. And that's why he challenged 50 Cent, I believe, because he wanted to show that his style, what a style that he stood for, you know, wasn't something like a parody in that time. Like just a lone nigga that's trying to rap in the like big shirt, bandana, drug shit era.
Yeah.
That was 53rd album too.
Yeah.
That was his.
And he got him out the paint.
What it was
he
like
really did.
960. He sold like 960.
And 50 did like 6 something.
Yeah.
That y'all told me. Because I was like hating him out. I was like, shit, he did like 400, but nah, he did 6 something. But yeah, man, let's get into some of our favorite songs from the project. And since I let you go first this time, I'm gonna let DJ go first. Put him on the hot seat.
All right, bro. Well, let's see. Probably my favorite song would probably be The Glory. That's why I came in rapping that shit. That was the last song I just listened to. But like, I think The Glory is probably like my favorite song. Then you got I Wonder, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Big Brother, and probably Everything I Am. Those will probably be my top. What was that, 4 or 5? Did I say 4? That was probably my top songs on the album. I like all of them with the exception of one song, and then another song I have an issue with, but I still like it. So, and we'll touch on that later. But yeah, so yeah, The Glory, Homecoming, Everything I Am, Big Brother, and Good Life.
Okay. I go. My favorite song I think on the entire album is Good Morning, for a lot of reasons. It was the first song that I listened to on the album. It was my alarm my whole sophomore year in college. Yeah, I think this was the song that made me, this and Crack Music were the 2 songs that made me respect him as an artist. It was just something about it that, you know, that just had me, you know, wrapped up in who Kanye West was as an artist, excuse me. The Glory, Homecoming, Flashing Lights, and Can't Tell Me Nothing.
So it was hard for me. But one of my favorite songs, like Kanye songs, is Flashing Lights in general.
Mhm.
Like, but I love the Glory. Then what? Oh, then Everything I Am. And that's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's what he was just saying, like, everything you don't like, that's me. So that's what that was.
Okay.
I think that was a powerful song for Kanye.
Yeah,
Like a
Everything I Am.
declaration to basically go off what you're saying, like this type of rap, this type of music has staying power.
Yeah, and also it signified this app, and that's why I say like it was the beginning of the end of Humble Kanye. I feel like there's an argument to be made that he went ahead and got it out the way on this album. Like he knew when this one came out that it wasn't gonna be room for it no more. Like he was done being humble. So he wanted to go ahead and get it out. And I feel like that's why it showed up so many times in such clear, succinct moments throughout the album too. But yeah. The top 5 that I got is just so tough. But if I had to pick a sixth one, it'll be Who I Am, because it's not necessarily that what people didn't like. I just think it was him just having an honest moment with himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of the stuff that y'all say I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I may not be, you know, picture perfect Beyonce or
Yeah.
Beanie Style was more of a slam dunk.
yeah, like
My
Miss
shit
Mine
was
was a
more
like
finger
a
roll.
finger
That's a
roll.
different song. That's a different song.
I know about
Big
this.
Brother,
Everything
yeah.
I Am,
I
bro.
feel like
I'm telling you.
everything. Well, I feel like that song should have been on late registration
You think so?
because of how it sounded.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He said comment passed on the beat, so it seemed like this is just like a
Like maybe
This
a gold throwaway.
not maybe. It was like this song is good, so I'm gonna put it on here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But my favorite song is Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Okay.
If my phone rings right now, that's what you're gonna hear.
That's my favorite.
You better
song.
put your shit on
It's,
vibrate.
it's
on
so
vibrate.
many quotables on this
Vibrate.
album. I still quote lyrics from this album, like just random. You know how you
Yeah.
just random
Wait till
say
I get
rant.
my money right.
Can't Tell Me Nothing is probably my favorite. Good Morning, I Wonder, The Glory, Big Brother. Those would be my
Mhm.
5.
Man,
Okay.
I only did 3.
You can you can do 2 more.
Okay, yeah. I Can't Tell Me Nothing, and I'm gonna go. It's Good Life and Stronger, and
Just say the
Shit,
whole
all
album,
of them.
I could keep.
Yeah, it's
going,
tough.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Shit,
tough.
all of them.
Cause that's what I try to do. I try not to pick 2 songs that sounded the same. Cause I feel like
Mhm.
I feel like Glory and Champion are like so close, kind of.
Okay.
I feel like Everything I Am is and everything, and I know tonally they not the same song, but like just the way that they flow, like Big Brother and Everything I Am. I feel like I couldn't have both of them.
I got
You know what I mean? But now we about to go before we start to go into down the rabbit hole of what I think, and, you know, share y'all thoughts as well about the album in its totality. I added another piece of the album, especially because Kanye is such a great producer and has such a great ear for music. I wanted to talk about some of y'all favorite beats. It's your turn, Bino, to go first.
Personally, I like Flashing Lights, like
Mhm.
hands down, like the production, the songs, everything.
Mhm.
I looked at something and said he took, what was it? Hold on. Stronger took him a while.
I can see that.
Yeah. And he got Tim on the drums doing Stronger. He worked on Stronger for like 3 months.
I believe it.
So yeah, I mean it's just part of his work ethic, you know what I'm saying, his artistry. So he put it all into it, man.
Okay. You can do more than one beat. I got 5.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day.
But if you want us to come back to you and you can pick another couple beats, we'll do that. Cause I feel like Akil ready to like drop a bomb on our ass. And be like, yeah, this was.
I mean,
I feel that it's so much, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, my favorite beat is Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds
Barry
is one of my
Bonds,
favorite beats.
man.
Not
Yeah.
one of my favorite songs, but one of my favorite beats.
Yeah.
Big Brother, The Glory,
Mhm.
Homecoming.
Damn. Hey,
Yeah.
come here, man.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you my favorite beats. I want you to see if you hear something familiar. Everything I Am, Barry Bonds, The Glory,
Uh-huh.
Big Brother, Homecoming.
Yeah, for sure.
That shit crazy.
Yeah.
I thought me and DJ was just cool like that, where we could.
Nah.
But yeah, lately he been trying to like pick opposite shit of me. Like,
Bro, that was
I
the
last episode.
Yeah, that was just one
That
time.
nigga said,
bro.
"Fuck Skip." I'm gonna pick this shit. I know he ain't gonna pick. What's
Nah.
your favorite beats, man?
My favorite beat though is probably the Glory. The
Okay.
Glory is probably my top favorite one.
Mhm.
But I do want to, since he brought up Stronger, I feel as though that song is really important in general because after this song with Kanye, when he made Stronger, he made it cool to go into that pop synth like realm in terms of
Yeah.
songs and music. Even with his competitor at the time, 50 Cent, he even had what was the Ayo Technology song.
Right.
Like, but I'm saying that it's very similar to this
Yeah,
type
no,
of shit. You know what I'm
he
saying?
made it cool to mix like synthesized sounds.
Right.
and,
Yeah,
hip
like-
hop.
like
You
I-
remember the Kanye glasses?
yeah,
Yeah.
That went with
yeah.
that. That was that.
Yeah, so like I feel so that song doesn't like I think it kind of get overlooked a lot of times, but after that song dropped and people liked it as much as it did, I think it really ushered in a sound that, as far as in hip hop is concerned, it made people comfortable to like explore other options
Yeah.
yeah.
and be more flexible in terms of what you put out
Right.
palette wise. So
And
I think that song Stronger should get a little bit more praise than it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As far
That
as
was the
beat.
biggest single on there.
Yeah, it brought
Mhm.
Yeah,
brought
that
cultures
was the-
together.
that was the
and I
biggest
think,
one.
like that's what he meant to do.
Yeah, so
Also,
So
oh,
yeah,
oh, go
Stronger
ahead.
is probably in there just for that alone. But yeah, The Glory, Homecoming, Big Brother is my second favorite song on the album. So that's definitely got to be in there. And yeah, Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Okay. Before we go into, I know I keep saying before we go into it, but like I just keep thinking the shit that I just want to add. What's your least favorite song on this album? Because I
Drunk and hot
Hot
girls.
I feel-
We go through too much bullshit just to mess with the drunk and hot girls. Kanye, what the fuck were you thinking, bro?
Yeah.
That song did not belong on this fucking album, bro.
It
It,
did.
does
It did,
absolutely nothing for
Kanye,
this album.
you was wrong, bro.
Like, what the fuck was that shit? Like, I hate that song so much to the point that I almost didn't want to say Graduation was a classic because that song on
it's
there.
so bad.
Because
It's so
a
bad.
classic to me is no skips, honestly. And I skip that shit every time it come on.
I don't skip drunk.
Because it's not a preference bad.
That
I
shit
feel like it's
awful.
objectively horrible.
That shit is
And
awful.
I want to say why. I want to say why. Okay.
But nah, since the other songs on
Oh,
the
go-
album
oh,
was
okay.
so much stronger
I
than
saw
this
on
shit.
DJ.
No, man, that shit pissed me the fuck off, bro. Every time I hear that shit. Because the other songs on this album is so much stronger, I give that shit a pass, bro. But Kanye, I was mad as fuck for you. Mad at you for a long time because that dumbass song.
It makes you wonder why it's on here.
But if
That
you
shit-
if
And then you
put
had the
that-
nerve to put Most Def on that bitch.
if you put that song in front of flashing lights though.
No, you don't.
If you give that
Before-
song to D12,
Listen,
it sound like a
I
D12
see
song.
what you're saying though.
It sound, no. It really sound like a D12 song that Eminem like had did like rough verses for, and like had like a melody that
I
he
see
stuck
what he's
with.
saying too.
This sound like
It sound like
an
Purple Pills or
Eminem
something.
throwaway or
I
something.
can, you know what? Yeah,
It sound
Because I'm
like
listening
Purple
to it,
Pills.
and
Boy,
I'm
that
like,
shit
I can see that.
ass.
I'm like,
I
bro,
can
this
see
sound.
that.
What was the name of that? I don't even
you
know.
could
but
put Eminem on that hook,
yeah, and he'll murk that shit.
and it would sound.
Mackin' the Mackin' to the bam and the Bamkins.
Not back
Not-
then.
not
Not
that-
back then.
Yeah,
He was drugged out and focused as
Yeah.
hell some type of way. I
Yeah.
don't know how. But
that was Marshall Mathers.
Yeah, that wasn't Eminem. That was Marshall. But another thing, since y'all brought up the Stronger beat, I feel like the beat for Stronger, that was like one of the first beats of his that I can remember that extended long after the song was over.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the
Mm.
precursor. Now I might be wrong.
Late
No.
registration. That was his whole.
No,
The
that
whole
was
like-
album was like.
Like
Yeah, we
extended beats
major.
like that.
Yes.
We major, bro.
No, if you go back and listen to late registration, almost every song did that, and he kind of went away from that. He did it on Stronger, and
Uh-huh.
he did it on like one or other song, but late registration, the whole
Yeah, We Major was
Probably
two
like-
songs in one.
Like as far as like after
Yes.
after they stopped
Yes.
rapping, he
that
gave
little
you like
that
another
little
minute.
reprise, like
Uh-huh.
a money. Yes.
Damn,
Yeah, if you
well,
go back
they
and listen
killed
to
my
it.
whole
Yeah.
shit because I was finna say like
Mm-mm.
that Stronger was like the precursor, like musicality wise,
Mm-mm.
for Dark Twisted Fantasy, but I may be wrong.
No, that
though.
was late registration. if you
Okay,
go back and
well,
listen.
hey.
yeah.
Pow pow. My bad.
And he even had some on College Dropout. He had Never Change, the song with Jay-Z,
Oh, that
and
was- yeah.
I forgot the other person on the song, but yeah, that was
Beanie Siegel.
No,
No.
They had the spoken word part. I forgot
Oh,
what
nigga,
was.
that ain't never changed.
Never changed was
It's never let me
Blueprint.
down.
Never let me down.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, let me get my shot back.
Yeah.
Wow, nigga.
Yeah.
I dropped the ball. I had to
Yeah,
shoot
never
you.
let me down. You get up, I get.
Yeah. That nigga Snap, whatever his name
else
was.
you
It'd
know?
always be a random
Yeah.
nigga like on like a classic album that like don't nobody know.
Right.
He never comes back, and he has one of the best songs
Verses.
on the album. Yeah.
Mhm.
So let's get into some of these themes.
Jay-Z was like, I gotta spin the block. That nigga went too hard.
Yeah.
Who else you know is
Who wants to go? No. Because I know we got time to talk about this. I feel like it's some extra shit. Like we was saying some other shit that didn't make it that we wanted to talk about before we got into this. Like that just wasn't like attached to nothing. Like is there any take that you want to get off before we address this album? Or before we start?
You had a take, didn't it?
Oh, I will have them. Oops, I would have them.
Man,
Listen,
hey,
I'm with
I'm
you.
not-
Wayne,
bro,
I
Wayne-
already know where you're going.
no Wayne slander.
I'm
would
going
be
with you.
tolerated.
Nah, fuck
Thank
that,
you.
bro. Fuck that, bro. I love that song Barry Bonds, but I feel Wayne ruined that shit.
Facts. I'm with you on that.
Okay,
He fucking
I'm
ruined
with you
Wait a
on
minute. So let me
that.
tell y'all this. Like,
I thought he smoked Kanye. I don't know.
Hell no.
What?
I did.
Oh, I'm a havoc. Oops, I mean havoc.
I mean,
am
but
I
back
What the
then,
fuck is that?
back then, that's what
that
he,
shit
but
ass.
that was
that's
Wayne.
one-
That's how
that's
he
one-
was
that's one
rapping though.
word.
That's 2007,
That's
bro.
one word.
That shit.
Wayne.
Bro, he did that shit at least
T-Pain.
3 times in the song.
He said havoc, have them. That's it.
Bro, that shit ass though. It made
I mean,
me cringe.
that's 4 words.
It don't matter. It killed the whole verse for me.
Hold on, Kanye West said can't stain it. Chill out.
They want some
it-
new.
Well, he
Chill
had a
So
lot
let's
of.
get
Kanye had a lot of.
It don't matter, bro.
A lot of
That
them,
verse was weak.
artistic freedoms.
Yeah, so I'm saying like if you gonna gripe and say he ruined the song over Havoc and have them, this nigga said can't stain it.
Bro, that was one time.
It just
And
seemed
then
like
and then both of them niggas like really destroyed the word glowing.
Yeah.
They both destroyed the word glowing. So we not finna do semantics about that. Say he
Man,
it
because
just,
like
it
I
just
just
felt
don't-
like Wayne didn't take it serious.
It's exactly,
Wayne
bro.
probably
Why you
didn't.
on here playing?
I
Listen,
turn beef to patties.
Bow.
That
and I
nigga-
ate it because I'm so addicted.
Like, what the fuck is that?
Man, that
You know,
nigga snapped
family
me.
code
I'm
like
sorry.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
what.
come on,
Nah,
bro.
see,
But
if
that's
we-
Wayne.
but the
though.
crazy
That's
thing is,
Wayne.
if we
Yeah,
gonna
but
do
this
that,
was
we
one of
really
his
got-
misses.
But the thing is, if we're gonna do that, we really gotta have a conversation about Wayne's lyrical prowess at large.
I ain't no super Wayne fan, so.
So
I'm
okay,
gonna sit out on it.
this will be. No, I'm saying we ain't gonna do it right now.
Oh.
This will be a good one of them like bonus episodes I was telling you about, where we just come back and like address a topic.
Mhm.
But
yeah,
now, those were my 2 takes. Was drunken hot girls and that Wayne verse.
you got just a take you want to get off. No,
I'm looking at my cliff.
go
notes.
ahead, Akil, because he bullshit.
I'm looking at my cliff notes.
Before I knew the last song, what's the name of it?
Good Night.
Good night.
Good Night.
Mhm.
Before I knew that was added later,
Mhm.
I thought, I couldn't remember whether or not that was
I
added.
want to talk about when that was added because I don't know.
I don't know when it was added either.
Me
But
neither.
when I
Mhm.
was listening to it, because I always felt like the album was over after Big Brother.
It was,
I'm
bro.
like, man, why is this
I
song on
bought
here?
the physical album when it
Okay,
came out, and
that
Big
makes
Brother
sense.
was always the last song.
But I when I listened to it, I thought it was creepy to me because his mom died that same year,
Mhm.
and I'm like, what he was talking about seeing his grandparents in the dreams and one, So I'm like, bro, this is too
It's
creepy.
too close. Yeah.
Yeah, but not like I said, seeing it was added after that
Mhm.
made more sense to me, and I was like, okay, when y'all told me this, so
Yeah, so I don't really have an attachment to that song, honestly. Just to be
Right.
totally, I've
Yeah.
maybe heard it maybe twice now,
okay,
and I don't really know much about it. Because after Big Brother, I'd cut that shit off.
Listening to it fresh, like just as an album all the
Right.
way together, it helped what I was doing with like how I framed the theme.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mhm.
it was a good closer to me. Like
Mhm.
it brought the album together in a way that Big Brother as a closer didn't. Like it was
Okay.
like after the Big Brother, which was like an ode to Jay-Z and like him
Mhm.
discussing like how he didn't feel
Welcome. To
yeah,
rock,
like
or-
how he didn't feel welcome and how he didn't feel seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Good Night song is more so like, hey, I've reached a place where I am. I
At peace.
found peace and I feel content in my place,
Mhm.
not just with myself as a human, but like in music.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, so I have a greater appreciation for the moment.
I
You know
get
what I
with
mean?
that.
So
I can get with that.
it tied the album together better for
Yeah.
me than ending it on Big Brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he definitely underutilized most stuff. Just
Yeah.
just period. Like ain't no all right, let's get into the themes and concepts because I don't wanna get mad about the album.
Yeah.
But like I said, again, I guess I'll go first, and it's just to bookend what we're about to talk about, and then we'll go through it, and I'll readdress it as we, continue to go through the themes. But I was watching something the other day, and I saw where they brought up the term the hero's journey, and they use it a lot in movies, in books and stuff. And it's basically like when you have a story about someone who is a hero and is about to come into being a hero, they go through a stage of processes, challenge, grief, loss, and all this other stuff, and to find, and like they deny being a hero and all this other shit. Then they get to the place where they find like solace and understanding in who they are and what their purpose is. And I feel like that's what this album was for Kanye. And we'll talk about that as we go through it.
Okay.
But the first theme that I want to get to is I feel like this is like his memoirs of the high life and his peak as far as him being an artist, because this is also fresh off of y'all always wondered what I would do if I wild out if I didn't win.
I guess we never know.
I guess they'll never know. Right. You know what I'm saying? So then he goes back in the lab and make this. You know what I'm saying? So like this was his big, like this was the focused energy to like, okay, y'all finally see me, but y'all still don't understand like how great I am. Like y'all, like I don't have to fight for the attention no more. Like I got it, so now I just got to make proper use of it. And in that time of him enjoying his creative peak, he is starting to see all of the perks, pro and con, that come with being this level of celebrity. So like what y'all want to get into like song wise, and I'll continue to craft my story around that.
And it's kind of like how he did it too.
Yeah.
Because if you break down like this sound at this time is unorthodox. Like it's not what we listening to. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it came to, and that's why they was like he saved hip hop, and he had kind of like the I don't know what you call it really, but you know how Thanos thought he could make the world better by killing off the people. It was like he had to destroy what was known as hip hop and recreate
in
to
his own graven image.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely helped make a template for the 2010s on forward.
Nigga, that whole wall over there, damn nigga, is Kanye influence.
Yeah. So I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Well, a couple things I bring out is and this is why I feel he was so people so gravitating. Underdogs winning. That's a theme. It's like I give you an example. I thought of this the episode on Fresh Prince when they was hooping, right? When Will was hooping and Carlton made
and threw the damn ball. Yeah.
Had he made that shot,
he would have been the man.
The soundtrack would have been Graduation. If he would have made that shot, because you go from instantly being this peon type dude to now you the man. Yeah. Kanye is the man now. He talks a lot about dreams coming true, like working and you actually getting there. That's a different feeling. You gonna hold your head. You gonna hold your head different. You gonna talk different. Yeah. You gonna feel different. I know this verse in the Bible they talk about when a slave become a king, he is insufferable. when a slave becomes a king, you can't tell him that.
That's why
so
it's the white folks don't want us to get what we get.
And I ain't mean to say slave. Well, you get what I'm saying. So it's almost like you can't tell me, so you can't tell me nothing. There's so many lyrics throughout the album about y'all thought I was this way. Big Brother saw me at the bottom of the totem. You know what I'm saying?
I was just finna say that. Like Big Brother he touched on that a lot because they didn't let him get nothing.
And no matter how good he thought he was getting or how much progress he thought he was making,
they little broed his ass
all the time. But it continued to charge him up to become who he became. Right. Because he used like his dark side. Damn, this is a wild revelation I'm coming to while we record. But he used his dark side to propel him into the person that he was becoming, but then something happened where he lost his good side to balance it out, and then you start to see it slowly emerge throughout this album, and that was when it was like at the point where it was he still had a level of control, but it was becoming uncontrollable. Like
Right.
it was more uncontrollable then. It was like it's like 75% bad, 25% good.
Right.
No one man
Almost-
should have all that power.
Right. Almost to the point where you lose sight of why you was doing it
Exactly.
in the first place.
It started off because you loved it. Now you so focused on proving people wrong.
Exactly.
And all of this other negative energy that's been charging you that helped your more humble self survive. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Right.
it's like a dissociative personality disorder type stuff.
Right.
I know you seen Moon Knight,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. So if you seen Moon Knight, you'll understand the parallel.
Did you ever see that movie Split?
I've seen it on TV, but I haven't watched it.
Bro, that's what that movie was about. It's exactly about that. Like the guy was playing
strong other personality protecting the weak.
No, he had like goddamn 12 different personalities playing throughout the movie all at the same time, bro. That shit was crazy, bro.
But Kanye Crazy Ass just had two.
Yeah.
And I see why they call him bipolar now. But
he introduced Yeezy on this album. That's when we started calling him Yeezy.
And, oh yeah, Yeezy. I did it for the glory.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 80.
So I think it was like, I think Kanye probably died on this album, and then it was just Yeezy and Ye going forward.
Yeah.
Shit, who we got
Damn,
now?
Corbin, I like that.
I'm about to cry.
I also have, and then we can continue to go. I think this is the album cover. I have a theory about the album cover. I feel like it ties into the hero's journey as well. When you look at the album cover, he's shooting out of the school. Like he had graduated to become who he was meant to become in order to start the quest to pursue whatever he felt like the prize of his purpose was.
Yeah.
And throughout the album, like on songs like I don't want to mess this up. The Good Morning was like the grand introduction to the precipice of everything that he had dreamed for. It was another one that I had. Scared of the Future. Yeah, Good Morning. Scared of the Future while I hop in a DeLorean. And that is potent to me because, like, in reference to this album cover, a lot of people are in essence afraid of the future because they have no plan, no drive, they don't live on intention. Right. So with him willing to hop in a DeLorean, not only is he prepared for the future and intent on building a future for himself, he's so sure of it. He's willing to hop in this time machine to see himself then, because he almost can't wait. Yeah. He's so excited to show and see for himself actually like the goal that he reaches in his prize at the end of his hero's journey, that he's even willing to like skip all of the steps to get to it because he know he's gonna get there.
Right. And honestly, I really like with these first three albums the theme: college dropout, late registration, graduation,
Perfect.
like
the trilogy.
Yeah, because I like how he did it to where it wasn't just like overtly in your face, like this is a theme. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you can just understand it's a theme, just how his music evolved over time. Yeah. And I feel as though with this album here, I think he truly feels like he graduated to become an actual artist that can stand on his own. Before then, he was always still pigeonholed as being just a producer or being a person, this and that. But now at this point, especially when he beat out 50 Cent, who was the top guy at the time, like you had to respect his drive. You had to respect what he was doing because everybody was following his page at that point.
Yeah.
Right.
So I really appreciate that, just how the theme was there, but it just wasn't just so in your face.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah. So. And one more thing about the album cover, I just keep looking at it and it just keep tripping me out. So like if you look at if you look at it again, it's students tossing their cap and gowns as if the graduation was the achievement. The graduation was the springboard to pursue whatever you were meant to pursue. The schooling was to gain the knowledge and the know-how to apply towards whatever your chosen discipline would be. So the school produced this individual who sprung out of it. Like this is the person that created like the style, the flair, the ability to dramatize intimate moments, the coolness, the going against the grain mentality and all of that stuff. That created that.
Right.
And now this is him being unleashed onto the world. So much so that he shot out on his own volition. It probably ain't even time to leave yet. He couldn't wait to get out. You know what I mean? And like shine his light, so to speak, on the world.
Fire, man.
Like the more I look at it, it's just tripping me out, bro.
Fire.
I know. I look better
Better
in real life.
I also think that he became the voice of the average person.
Yes.
Like the
Yes, sir.
non-gangster, just the regular dude
person, yeah.
that's trying to make something of himself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You know, I don't know. I dropped out of college, but you know how the stigma that comes with that, and you know, and to see you still succeed
yeah.
your way, your own way, and not the way everybody else wants you to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think again that is where the gravitas came from.
Yeah.
To me, just
I agree with you like 2000%. Like it's a difference between like, because it almost puts you in like this I don't want to say robotic, but kind of like this malaise, like you're going as you've been guided type thing. Like especially if it's not something that you spiritedly want to do.
Right.
Like, hey, you get to the 6th, 7th grade, your mom like, hey, you're gonna be an engineer.
Right.
And your whole life after
That's
that
it,
point
bro.
has been built on you being an engineer.
Right.
And then you get there.
You don't even
And
like
it
the
ain't
shit.
really nothing you want to do, but you tell your mama, hey, I'm gonna be an engineer, and she like, boy, I don't know if you smart enough to do that, or this, that, and the third, and then you get there and you graduate, and everybody like, I'm so proud of you. I ain't think you could do it for real. And the whole time you like, I can't wait to take this gown off. Like I got an interview right after this that I know I'm finna get the job for. I've been interning the whole fucking summer. Like I'm finna turn up on y'all. Y'all don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like,
Right.
I agree with that 100%. And like this album is like flooded with grounded moments. And it was unusual from the aspect of like in such a big album that he decided to take so many breaks and make sure that he elaborated so much on all of these grounded moments. Because I feel like that too. Like this is the everyman's album.
Yeah.
Like I was telling somebody the other day, like I know when J. Cole heard this, he was like, bro, like it is a way for me to exist in rap. Like I like Jay-Z, I like Nas, but like a nigga like Kanye who can really just get on the mic and be honest and just tell about his day in, day out situation and make it relatable, because what I'm going through is what everybody's going through in one way or another.
Right.
You know, I got a way to survive, you know, and music, as long as I you know, do it dope.
That's why I feel. So that song False Prophets is like, I mean, I don't think people realize how emotional that song is. I feel like I think he really took that shit to heart in that first verse, even that it was all about Kanye, because like you said, Kanye making his template for the next artist of the 2010s to evolve and to take over and be the standard now, because the standard is Drake, Kendrick, Cole, or whatever order you want to put them in. It don't fucking matter. That's the standard. Those are the three that now that people try their best to emulate, but ultimately it don't work. So that's when they come out with all the bullshit. You thought I was feeling you.
Yeah, he definitely inspired.
I'm going to lunch.
Because Drake wasn't really.
That's why I say, and the interview I told you I was watching the other day with Vince. Yeah, Vince said it. Like Vince was like, "Bruh, I wasn't really listening to nothing but Lupe and Kanye. Them the only two that was out." And this what this is what he referring to, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I was just like, wow.
I got a couple more. So I got a lot of things, but I'll start introducing the songs that I'm discussing, and we can discuss the songs as well.
Yeah.
Flashing Lights. This song to me discusses the separation and the hyper vanity that comes with becoming a superstar. Okay. And that's both in Flashing Lights and Homecoming. And I know that, was it you said this is your favorite song, period, right?
That was
my favorite song. Can't tell me that.
Yeah, so your favorite song, period, like favorite song and favorite beat is Flashing Lights.
Yeah.
Okay, so in this song, from what I got from listening to it was Flashing Lights that I'm referring to. It was like a back and forth conversation. Like they were saying the same thing, but they meant different things.
They were talking about different things.
It's like the classic, like me and my girlfriend arguing and we talking at each other. We not hearing each other. You know what I'm saying? We saying the same shit, but it mean completely different things. Like you didn't think I would take it this far. Like you didn't believe in me.
Yeah, facts.
What did you know? What do you know? But she like, I didn't think you would take it this far. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think you would go.
So when he came at that point, like I'm thinking about somebody that called the police. That's what I'm thinking.
You think
Like,
about all the lights, nigga.
I'm saying no in flashing lights. Like I just feel
okay.
I don't know what that argument was, but flashing lights is a part of whatever just happened. I ain't think you take it this far, you know. And from there,
and that song comes off on the tail end of Drunken Hot Girls.
Drunken Hot Girls,
like a
and
total
that's why I put it like
between
that. Exactly. Like
I mean, from a sequencing, I get it, but that song's still ass.
I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna take that away from, but it's like
I get what you're saying.
You looking at just the surface relationship. It ain't even a relationship. Just trying to find something. You know what I'm saying? And you go from that into the inner workings of a real, a more concrete relationship with with a woman. So that's why I'm cool with it being on there.
Okay.
With it being on the,
as far as like in context with
in context with the
because
I don't even know if he tried to do it that way, but that's what.
Because
I'm pretty sure he did. Kanye is very intentional.
Yeah, and that's what I noticed. It's a lot of intent.
Yeah,
on this album.
And there was the video when he was in the trunk, right? When the girl had him in the trunk.
Yeah.
And if you watch the video, the flashing lights, you ever seen it?
10 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
Where she came to the trunk she lifted the trunk. Kanye was tied up in the trunk. She had a shovel. And she beat his head in. You remember?
I see.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was rough.
I gotta watch this. But and I also looked at it like, okay, so she don't believe in shooting stars, but she believe in shoes and cars. What's it, Couture from the stores department? So I took that as like him having a conversation or dealing with a girl who's like, this is a girl that he meets after he's Kanye West. She's just a product of the high life. So like,
and that's all she wants.
So so he can't get nothing real from her. And then in the second verse, he's going back trying to deal with a girl from way back home or whatever. And like, I know we ain't talked in a while. Like I've been doing my thing, like trying to talk to her about this shit. Like she don't really care about that. Like she cared about Kanye. Your accomplishments don't really mean nothing to me for real. Not if it's changing you, not if you're not the same person that you were when you left.
Two flashing lights. That's fire.
So then you get to the end, and this was probably one of my favorite lines of the album. He said, "In my past, let me pull it up.
You on the other side of the glass.
In my past, you're on the other side of the glass of my memories museum." And in that, I said that he sees her as a relic, an object he can no longer access or possess, but he can visualize to remind him of times past. So like,
hey Mona Lisa, come home.
You can't wrong without Caesar. And when I heard that line, I was just kind of like, okay, he brought up the museum, like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
To scheme and shit.
Yeah. But that line, you on the other side of the glass of my memories museum, it's just like, okay, you remind me of the life that I had, and while I cherish it like you would something at a museum, it's something that not only do I not want to relive, like I can't if I want to, because now it's something separating us from making contact, which is the glass. And that's why I thought that was so important.
And I would say that's the price of success. You're going to, that's going to happen with people. You know what I'm saying? Whether you don't know, you can't choose who it happens to, you know what I'm saying? So that's another good point.
Okay. But it's also like important in that sense that for a fact that you probably gonna lose some people on the way, right? But you can't be so quick to accept those new people once you get to where you at,
right? Because
you don't know what those intentions are and what that's gonna do to change the trajectory of what your mission is supposed to be.
Right.
So that's why ultimately, like, if you're not grounded or understand self first, you can easily fall and just destroy everything potential for you in this point. So it just, I get what you're saying, but it just, I don't know. I don't know how I would be able to view like being in a situation like that. Like I'm just a normal everyday guy, then just automatically get all this fame and attention, and then I don't know how that shit would have changed me. I don't fucking know. It's hard. So
because imagine like you being like somewhere at a gas station and somebody like, because I done had like somebody be like, "Hey man, you from such and such, like the podcast or whatever," and it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, so I could imagine like everywhere you go, you run into somebody who you cannot recognize from anything you've experienced in life.
Yeah.
And they know your whole life. and they're
Everything.
like praising you. And so like with Kanye already having like the protective, like his humble side being protected by this more guarded, arrogant, decadent side, being fed by this stuff could only result in it growing larger and larger.
Yeah.
Right.
To the point where he was almost apathetic towards Shawty. Like, hey man, damn, like I've been like I'm me.
Right.
She like, nah. Well, he like, I bet. Like, I'm gonna close the glass on you and I'm gonna keep going forward. Like I can't, like come on, you can't wrong without Caesar. Like he's still like not really like apologetic. He just like you can't live the life you want to live without me.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm glad you even said like you brought the line up. Like that nigga a dickhead. But
hey, but that's kind of tough though. Still,
cause he feeling himself.
I mean, but it's kind of facts though.
Yeah.
It's facts. You can't live the life you really want to live without me. I literally have the keys to the car that you want.
Which is why I want to talk about another song that kind of like reinforces how he feels, like how the feelings that he have that he's subtly projecting on the second verse. Can't tell me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this shit thing. I want to let you go.
Oh.
I just got one thing to say. I just feel like this is like his big F you, I told you so song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't know what else to say besides what I've been saying. This is when he's like the lyrics are full bravado, full. I think some of my favorite lines from Kanye are in this song.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like the lyrics. They don't ever fix your lips like colleges to say so. I love that line.
You're gonna end up
The way he said it, I love it. I love the depending on how you dress, life is depending on how you dress.
Bruh,
so up the devil will.
keep going.
That's fire.
Yeah.
I'm still I still think about how he schemed it. I'm like that's just dope to me.
Kanye a top 10 rapper too.
Well,
This album have you think that.
it's not really him rapping per se. It's his delivery, and this is my opinion. How he put stuff together is not really deep. You know what I'm saying?
But it's just
It's puns and figures of speech.
It's
it
As
you thinking
Cassidy
like,
says, it's figurative language.
you thinking like, damn,
Cause it's
didn't
something
think
like
This shit is witty.
witty.
yeah.
I think
It's slick,
Kanye one of them niggas who talk a lot and then he say something dope and be like, okay, I'm gonna write that down, and he save it. Cause like he lives off like big time as one liners.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's certain songs on here that kind of defy the whole thing we talking about. For example, Glory. But to your Devil Wears Prada, okay, this is weird how this was happening. So this week, like Tuesday, my wife was watching Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
It's nighttime. It's time to go to bed.
Okay.
So I just finished listening to Graduation. And I think about the Devil Wears Prada, and it just happens to be on. This album completely parallels with Anne Hathaway's character. If you haven't seen Devil Wears Prada, this probably gonna go over your head.
It's a good movie, bro.
I ain't
But
seen it in a long
the
time.
whole point of going from the person who nobody felt deserved the place that they should be in
Mhm.
to getting high off the life and completely corrupting who they were,
Yeah.
to hitting a point where you find a point where you break away from all things you knew. Like she lost her dude too.
Mhm.
She fell out with her friends due to her corruption as they perceived it, but it was more so her buying in. They looked at her as a sellout, but what she was doing was buying in to the life that she needed to live to be successful at her craft,
Mhm.
to ultimately get to a point to realize that certain parts of this I don't need. So I collect what I need and go forward. Because she left the job that she was at.
Mhm.
But from that, she learned what she needed to be more prepared for the job she took at the end of the movie. So I was just watching. I'm like, damn, was he watching that and flipped the line because it had parallels to what he was going through?
Wow.
So if y'all watch it anytime in the
I
near
have to
future,
check it
I
out
feel like
again.
it's going to hit
Yeah.
you a whole different way.
I know it
also too, like, was a Meryl Streep, like her character at the end of the movie.
That's Jay-Z.
Yeah, because like ultimately at the end she ended up respecting Anne Hathaway
Yeah.
because she was able to bounce back and stand on her
Wow.
own morals
I gotta
and be
check
the
that out.
person that she needs
She was,
and like proud to be.
She did all that chasing to her because she saw something in her,
Mhm.
but also it was like, hey, not too close. Like
Yeah.
I have a position for you that I need you to be excellent in.
Mm-hmm.
Be excellent in that.
Yep.
And help me do what I'm doing. But then when she saw that, oh, okay, you bigger than what I projected you as.
Mm-hmm.
You finna go be something great. So I can smirk and like accept that and be proud of you from a distance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That
So like it's
definitely
definitely a big ass.
sounds like
Jay.
that
I'm trying
definitely
to say, I was
sounds
watching
like
it
That's Jay.
Because he
for
kept little brother at bay at a distance.
Because
Yeah.
I was watching the movie and I was like, wow. Like
Yeah.
just because the Devil Wears Prada album, because I was rapping it and she was like, oh, I'm finna watch Devil Wears Prada. I'm like, shit, I ain't got no.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's a good movie,
That's
bro.
fire.
Yeah,
it's
so
a good
those
movie.
parallels were
Damn.
dope to me.
Oh, and Anne Hathaway is a beautiful woman, by the way. I'm just gonna put that out there. But anyway, keep going. Go ahead.
I'm trying to see. I don't want to hog all the stuff.
No, man. I mean that was a good
shit, that's
interesting
good
parallel.
content.
Okay,
man.
Go ahead.
can I
Yes,
ask a question?
Bro, did he
about-
really just raise his hand?
I
I'm
missed
sorry.
that. But go
Can I
ahead.
ask,
He
can I,
said-
let me ask a question about I Wonder.
Okay,
Right.
go.
That is the song basically. I mean, it's in the samples that talking about finding your dreams, right?
Uh-huh.
You remember the line he said on the third verse when he said, he talked about a woman. He said, on that independent,
She traded off for
Traded
husband and some
off.
kids. Uh-huh.
is that a woman's dream, or as opposed to how men look at life, like what they're seeking to
Yeah.
achieve, like
Absolutely. For some women, yes, it is. That's absolutely.
I say more so in 2007 than today.
yeah, you understand.
Let me because man, it's just
I
crazy.
get where you're going though.
because this was a part of what I was saying, and it also goes to a line from Can't Tell Me Nothing. Treasure, what's your pleasure?
Mm-hmm.
With the line that you were saying on
Right.
independent shit traded off for husbands for kids. Do you ever wonder what it all really means? It's what is your vision of success?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the whole point of I Wonder. What is your vision of success?
Yeah.
And is what you see yourself as really meaningful in the grand scheme of your life?
Mhm.
And I feel like Kanye in his mind knew exactly what was going to mean the most to him in his life, which was being successful in music
Mhm.
and being recognized in music. But he conflated it with being the best, but really it goes down to being seen, being valued, and being acknowledged. That's why he said on that independent shit, because the woman in his mind, as he's saying it, thinks that she will get all of the validation and acknowledgement from
Mhm.
being independent and not needing a man to stand on. So the only person who can get credit for what's being done is her.
Mm-hmm.
You trade it off for a husband and some kids, because the truest form of validation, acknowledgement, and being seen you will get is from your family. So that's how
Right.
I took
Yeah.
that song. Bro, I've been listening to this shit a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but yeah, like
Yeah,
I feel like it
I'm
was
with you on that.
he was just like, because I feel like this album in the grand scheme is about purpose. So
Yeah.
it's like he selfishly and arrogantly is like, I know mine.
Yeah.
Do you know yours?
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's going to come true. I wonder if you know what it means.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, you're on this long road that has a lot of curves, peaks, and valleys. Do you know that you're going to reach fulfillment at the end of this road? And truth be told, nobody knows, because he didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I
But-
think he would probably trade a lot of the shit that he went through for a wife and some kids that really love him and that really helped him continue to
Right.
progress down the identity that he was set to have as he was growing up.
But also too, I think that also ties back into what you're saying. This was kind of like his peak in terms of like artistry, because after this, as far as like his original goals and things like that,
His
they ch-
identity.
his identity, it changed completely
changed
after
completely,
that
yeah.
album. And now after this album, he didn't. I mean, yeah, he still did the music, because you got My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
Right.
that most people is considered like the best hip hop album of all time. But I
Right.
digress. But ultimately, I'm just saying, like after that, though,
Most people.
like his focus completely shifted from putting his quality in the music to fashion, shoes, and
Right.
everything like that. Because at that point, he feels though he already conquered rap. At that point, so yeah,
Yes. And Akil, we had talked about it earlier, and Akil just went and he said that that's when he went to 808s
Yep.
And then it was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because I was like, man,
Yeah, he
that's
did.
a hell of a transition.
Yeah, because he did everything he needed to do in music.
Right.
I feel so he felt like he'd hit every check mark at that point. So yeah, I could
Because-
just do what the fuck I want now.
And I think it's because it's going back to the point. The whole thing was a search for validation and acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He had got it,
Yeah.
but it wasn't in the way that he thought. It was like, okay, Kanye is great at music. So he was like, okay, I'm great at music. Y'all not just telling me I'm great though. Like
Right.
y'all saying Kanye West, the rapper, is great.
Right.
Y'all said Kanye, the
What's
producer, is great.
Right.
I like other things, so I want to be great at everything that I feel like I have a passion for. And as soon as somebody told him that they didn't think so, the hero's journey started over.
Mm.
But at this point, he's no longer grounded in what made him a hero.
Yeah.
So it's a villain's
Damn, that's
pursuit at
fire,
this point.
nigga.
Yeah.
He's
That's
he's
fire.
lost, bro.
That's fire.
Like the whole
I'm lost in
the whole second half of his career has been him looking for the person that existed prior.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's continuing the journey, but he doesn't have a map because he lost who he was.
Yeah.
And a part of those journeys, like if you ever seen like a National Treasure or some shit, a
Mhm.
big part of them finding those things is not relating, but continuing to be, it's certain things about you that make you good at finding treasure.
Yeah.
And it's certain things about Kanye that made him great as an artist.
Mhm.
Right.
His diligence, his dedication, his humility, his balance with that, and arrogance, his awareness of who he is and his surroundings and how to navigate them.
Right.
Once after Dark Twisted Fantasy, he lost all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
His,
yeah,
and
what-
his mom would help him with that too.
And
Obviously.
he said, and I'm asking about the girlfriend shit, the dark skinned one. Who he end up with? All right. All right. That's all I'm saying. He had a fetish for dark skinned women up until this point.
Right.
Something
There you
happened.
go.
Something happened. After that, he's just like, I want the most important girl because it's a part, like I can
Yeah.
receive validation attached to that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love Kanye, man. He a lost soul, but I hope he find himself one day. I hope he, got peace and happiness. I hope he can listen to this and maybe get,
Yeah.
an
Damn,
earful
dog.
of what's really going on.
But the fact that the music initially with just three, the first three albums that he did, the fact that they were so grounded that
Yeah.
I feel so that's what ultimately made them stand the test of time. That you can always go back to these albums,
Right.
replay them, and you still get that same feeling. Then even now, breaking down concepts that we may not even thought about 15, years ago,
Right.
or whenever this
Yeah.
came out. You know what I'm saying? So,
Because the story, it just continues to unfold, though.
yeah.
Like,
oh, you can always relate back to
Yeah,
Right.
because
Yeah.
this is a bookend of a place that he was at. It's
Yeah.
like you said, like if you could look at it like a saga,
Mhm.
like the story continues after this, but you can like use this as a checkpoint to see how it went after.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Fast 3, like Tokyo Drift. You can look at Fast 9 and be like,
Right.
damn, bro, like this shit was such a regular series back then.
Right.
Now they got niggas jumping on boats and the car is waterproof and
Right.
all that shit. Ludacris and Tyrese and the
Somebody
fucking
said-
spaceship.
Somebody said new. I'm sorry, I don't want to get off topic. Somebody said new Fast and Furious. They ain't even driving.
Them niggas probably got jetpacks on and shit. Talking about family. But let's we gotta we kind of pressed for time. We probably got like 30 minutes. This is gonna be a longer episode than normal.
Clearly.
Yeah. So let's get into the back half of the album. I do want to highlight these songs because I feel like these are the songs like throughout the album that kept him grounded and helped you like kind of get a progress report or checkpoint of where he was in his spirit at the time of the progression through the album as it sequenced.
Mhm.
I said these are the songs that add to his character arc until this point where the album came out. Champion,
Yep.
Big Brother,
Mm-hmm.
Everything I Am,
Yep.
and Homecoming.
Yep.
We can talk about these songs in whatever order y'all want to. And whoever want to go first can go first.
I just want to, with Big Brother, I just love that song in the sense of how like vivid the story is, because you can literally see those moments, because a lot of those moments was captured on camera in terms of his glow up with Rockefeller,
Mm-hmm.
him getting the Rockefeller chain, or him not being on the tour here and this like that. Like and then with everything with how big Jay-Z was definitely back then and at the time, like I just like how like you can literally like it's all facts. Like it ain't no. I just feel as though every single word in that song is true. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really love that song because you literally saw it as he's like rapping it in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So I think that song is just really important to just like his like artistry or like his discography in general. Because without that song, I don't think he would have been able to get that acknowledgement in Jay-Z truly that he needed. And I don't think Watch the Throne wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that song.
Right.
That's just me.
Yeah, I feel like this is the most humble posture he took on the whole album.
It feel like an apology, don't it?
It was an apology because he had some slights at Jay-Z in that song that he didn't like, and he was just like, "I should have just came to you first."
No, yeah.
I should have talked to you like a man. I should have came to you first.
And that's
right.
Yeah. Right. So like it was some shit in there, like for sure that probably only Jay-Z would know. Yeah. Like, but he know it when he hear it type shit. So
I mean, the fact that you even said Big Brother, that's a, in itself,
like a bow.
Yeah,
kinda, yeah. So I was listening to it, I'm like, damn, it's a little excessive. This nigga must have fucked up.
and the beat is perfect. It's a perfect whatever chord progression, whatever. It's the perfect mood of that. If anybody could translate what a beat was saying in that song, it was perfect, man.
It kind of almost got like an 80s feels to it, almost like a power ballad almost. So that's
also sounds like a song that he would have like crafted, or a beat that he would have crafted for like Black Album Blueprint Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, damn, like what better way to basically apologize and big up Jay-Z than rap on a song that I made for Jay-Z, bigging up Jay-Z and apologizing.
I can see it.
Yeah. It's like, AJ, you remember that beat I sent you, man? 808-9122. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get on that for graduation, man.
These beats in my pocket was the blueprint for him.
Yeah.
Fire, man.
Play a little song in that old back room. Like, yeah.
You can see it.
We could be there, but
fire.
He was Lil Boy in the like that's all I keep thinking about.
Carlene said you had to buy 2 tickets.
What? All right.
That's
bro. I just gave you
sick,
6
bro. At that
beats.
point in time, nigga, I'm buying
crazy.
tickets to come. Man, oh, okay. All right, that's probably why he had to apologize.
But that only made him wrote more potent, made him get more focused.
Man, fuck that. I get the mature shit. I'm swinging on Jay-Z. I'm sorry, bro. You ain't finna playing me. I already like Nas, and y'all going back and forth too. You ain't just finna tell me I just can't come to the show.
And I feel like shit. Today's Kanye, he would have. But today's Kanye would have got right with Jay-Z, but his mom kept him balanced.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
She was like, just baby, just.
You went to the Life of Pablo tour.
Yeah.
Don't send your goons at me, bro.
I was there.
Let's move forward. Let me see. One of my favorite songs. That's not one of my favorite songs.
You don't remember that,
bro?
Don't say your goals for me.
Yeah, like I was at the concert and I'm like, damn. So
you went to Nashville?
Yeah, so I'm like, you doing this every show? Like he took a 20-minute rant to do that every.
Wait, you
show.
was there? You was at that show?
Yeah.
You went to Nashville?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh,
I wasn't there.
Hold on. So he only did that at Nashville?
I guess so.
Wow.
I don't know.
See, we witnessed the moment. If that's the case, I'm not sure. But if that's the case, we witnessed the most epic stage rant of all time.
Yeah, he did stop in the middle of like the whole.
It went on for
concert
20 minutes, and folks was like,
had to just say what he had to say.
Bro. Like niggas was getting up leaving, like we'll come back when he stopped. But it was something I couldn't leave. I had to watch him like self-destruct.
Well, what Ho said, I gave you 20 minutes. You gave me 20 minutes on stage.
What the fuck was you thinking? And that's why I just like, damn. It just feel like Kanye just feel like, bro, it don't matter what I do, bro. I just never be good enough for Jay-Z, bro. Like, shit like, damn. That nigga said, what the fuck was you thinking? I gave this nigga 20 million without blinking. You gave me 20 minutes on stage. What the fuck was you thinking, Kanye? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I just was charged up, man. I'm turned up. I'm ready to go, man. Let me put a beat on your album, man. No.
No Michael and Prince.
Damn, man. Fuck Jay-Z. Hurt my nigga Ye feelings, man.
Big time, bro.
All right, Homecoming.
Yeah.
This was we had the Nas DeCypher last week, and we talked about people using songs. Well, he didn't really personify Chicago, but it was kind of like that. Like he did the woman thing and all this other shit. But I just thought it was deep because I feel like, in my opinion, this is one of his most poetic songs, of his entire catalog.
Right.
One of the songs that like really like turned Graduation for me into something much more important, much more. I felt the soul in his words as opposed to feeling it in a lot of his music. Like even in prior songs before this, it's like you feel it primarily in the sample, in the beat.
Right.
Like I felt
this
it
was
like
a single
this
too.
shit could have been an acapella.
This was one
you
of
know
the
what I
singles
mean?
too.
And it would have felt the same for me.
And then that was what John Legend on the hook, right?
No, it
That
was some dude named
Chris
Martin.
Martin. Chris
Yeah.
Martin from Coldplay.
Chris Martin.
I'm
I didn't
coming
know that.
home again.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
I did a
man,
song
like,
with Coldplay. Turned
Next thing
around
I
and
know,
found
he
out
got
he
a
did a
song
song
with
with Coldplay.
Back of my mind,
I'm
I'm
telling you,
like,
bruh, I
damn,
wanna
no
swing
way.
on Jay.
Translation is no way,
Wait,
Jose.
I want to swing on hold for
See how
Kanye.
fired it was. It wasn't that deep about that, but it
I
was
wanna
just fire.
swing on that nigga, cuz real talk. I'm gonna take the dinner, cuz swing on that nigga. I'm gonna hit you again if you don't give me the 500K, nigga. Tell Kanye, you tell the nigga you sorry, bro. But yeah, I just thought it was great how he used this as like just a poem for Chicago, but also using it as a way to creatively discuss his impact on Chicago as well. The first verse
And the
was
artist,
Chicago's impact on him, and the second verse was his impact on Chicago. Like they want to rap and make soul beats just like you and all this other stuff. Just saying like you changed Chicago.
Yeah, and this was him fully embracing having Chicago on his back, really hip hop on his back at this point. This is him embracing it, you know. Yeah, so
yeah. Oh, you got a call?
no,
Oh,
I don't.
I thought I knew.
Yeah, he was going through the cliffs.
Yeah, I was going.
If you
through
don't
my
know
little-
by
my-
now,
my
I'm
little
talking
notes,
about Chi-Town. But yeah, and then like you said, putting it on his back, because after that he was like, I'm representing you, making you proud.
Right.
If you ever fall, you'll land on the clouds.
Reach for the stars. So
Wave them around. If you don't know by now, I'm talking about Chi-Town. Like he just, like you said, like he went through all of that and he accepted it. And I feel like that's the part in the hero's journey where you recognize that you have a great power, and no pun, I don't want this to sound corny, but you also have a great level of responsibility that you have to accept in order to continue to be considered a hero. You can't just have the power and wield it, you know, at your leisure. It has to be for the greater purpose and continuing, you know, the progression of the world that you live in. You know what I'm saying? And that world is music by way of Chicago.
Shout out to Uncle Ben or Aunt May, whatever universe y'all watching this. Shout out to y'all.
Damn. Stark was trying to hit on me. He was trying to take her down through that. Oh yeah. Okay. So we got Everything I Am, and we already talked about Big Brother.
Yeah.
Damn. So this might be the wrap up. Okay. So which would be a good song to end it on? Everything I Am. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
Okay. So let's go. Corbin, let's go first.
Hold up, cuz.
No, I don't want to hold up.
All right, Akil,
I'm turned
let's
up,
go
man.
First. Let's go first.
I'm turned
Akil.
up, man. I'm Kanye, man. Y'all not gonna subjugate me, man.
Go ahead, Akil.
Y'all not gonna marginalize me until I'm out of my moment.
Pull up my notes.
Like, what the hell are you talking about?
But hey, he was dead ass serious. Like, yeah, but go ahead.
Everything I Am is probably my second least favorite song.
Wow.
Because I feel like it should have been on Late Registration. Just
Yeah,
because of me.
okay.
He did say that.
Yeah, he
but
did.
I mean, the content of the song was still dope because it was still an answer back to you know.
He was kind of like changing like the status quo.
They
really.
talk so much shit about me
Me
in
in barbershop,
Exactly.
you
They
know.
forget,
And then when he said when he said Chicago had over 600 caskets killing some whack shit.
it's like a crack music edition.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But that's when he was changing the scheme up pretty much saying that all these other rappers talking about killing and drugs and everything, but I'm not rapping about that, you know.
And he took a moment on like what he perceived as the biggest platform in music to address that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was dope too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, then I mean, right after that though, I mean, granted, yeah, Kanye's impact was huge, but I don't know if it lasted that long in Chicago. Because right after that, you had people like Chief Keef.
Yeah. Because I think he spoke to a certain crowd in
Chicago,
just in people in general.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, with that, you know, right after this, the blog era came. So it's just a lot of artists like finding an opportunity to be honest in their music.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he was speaking to the everyman, but I think the people who heard him the loudest were the creatives.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, you have the opportunity to exist the way I exist in music. It's not necessarily he was giving you these grand life lessons per se. It was like a manual on how to want something and attain it. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey man, be good to each other. Like it's just like his how-to manual. Because who else would Kanye read a book from except Kanye? You know what I mean? So it's like, hey man, I found this book from Kanye West. Ah, damn, that's me. And it's telling me how to be my best self. And who could tell me how to be my best self except me? You know what I mean? So
that's fine. That's fine.
I
mean,
they got the
that's
dropout
true.
in the school talking.
That shit was fire.
You know
They
that
got the dropout keeping kids in the school.
You know that Guap Dad meme where he was talking about happy birthday to me. Can't nobody do no better. Can't nobody do you better than you. It was some shit like that. That's what that just made me think of. That shit funny. When he was like doing the Pokemon thing and all that, the money falling on his birthday.
I think he really honors like his close friends. Like him and Virgil were real close, you know. So I feel like if it was a book that he was gonna read, it would have been one from Virgil or somebody like that. You finna say something about Hov?
That ain't what Drake said.
My lips are sealed.
Oh, I thought you were finna say something.
That ain't what Drake said.
What Drake said?
He ain't fuck with Virgil for real. But that's another topic for another day. Another day. But it's also like niggas say that I can't because Kanye. I want to. Okay, since it's in context to what I was saying earlier about Kanye getting lost in pursuits for the wrong reasons. Like he was caught up in people saying he couldn't do something with the fashion. Like he couldn't be the creative head of a major house. And for Virgil to get it, it triggered that part of him. Like they told me I couldn't do it. Again. So I wanted to do it because niggas said I couldn't do it. And it was an opportunity for me to continue to validate myself being seen and acknowledged in a place where people said I didn't belong. And for him to get it, and for me to be so close to him, I couldn't help but feel jealous. That's why he was. That's
if that ain't you taking you with you wherever you go, like, cause the levels of success you at, you still moving petty, like.
But that's the thing. Like he was no longer grounded at that point. Like he had lost his sense of awareness and understanding of who he was and what his mission statement was. He had turned into like a conqueror of sorts. So like, hey, you just took land that I felt like was owed to me. So of course I'm not gonna be I'm never gonna be comfortable with that.
Right. I'm with you.
I may try to, but like especially like when I feel like that was supposed to be mine, because on a deep rooted level, that's a part of me that I don't fully understand for real.
You finna send me some?
I need to claim that, but really it's like a piece of myself. Like my vanity is like so closely tied to my sense of self that I can't tell them apart. And that's why I feel like he don't really know why he won't fucking with Virgin. He couldn't control it.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, damn, like you took my girlfriend. Like that's how he look at it.
I couldn't have a Virgin in my circle and hold him back because he make me nervous. I want to see my brothers flourish to a higher purpose.
Says the nigga who wouldn't let Weekend put out. Man,
I'm just being messy.
Niggas really be capping.
I'm just being messy.
Niggas really be capping for real.
Boy,
I'ma we let Drake get that line off. We let Drake get that line off.
I'm just throwing shots.
But he suppressed the whole OVO. He could have had a super label, but he held niggas back because they made him nervous. Like think about like what he had Abel doing.
But I see what you're talking about.
Just think if Weekend was able to attain his true superstardom on OVO.
Oh my God.
I mean, he did though.
No, he
eventually
didn't.
On his own.
He had to. I'm saying if Weekend was able to attain Man, y'all playing with me,
Weekend Abel, that's
man,
fire,
hey, look,
bro.
let's go to the
That's
next song,
fire.
man.
Shout out to Abel, bro.
Let's go to the next song, man. I think that's.
I'm just being messy, bro.
Shit, I think that's it. Oh, because we kind of like, is there any lines that y'all want to discuss? Because I thought Wayne did good on Barry Bonds. Y'all see
Barry Bonds was.
We already talked about Flashing Lights. We already talked about The Treasure Was Your Pleasure. I said it has parallels to Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, I talked about all my like rap related like bars and shit.
I feel like another one of my favorite, like when he's actually rapping, is Glory.
Yeah,
like he was in
the empty bottles of no dos, tank on empty, whipping my mama Volvo. Yeah, he was
2 years. Dwayne became
Dwayne
Wade.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm like Gnarls Barkley, Beach Charles Barkley. I'm hot. I'm pop. I'm hot the Barkers. I'm hood the Parkers.
Yeah.
When y'all was in limbo, I raised the bar up,
fire.
something on anything.
He went stupid,
not a wedding ring. A
Catch
the
the
garden.
garden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, romance. Cameras flash so much that I gotta do that yayo dance. I'm on a world. Man, that nigga
I'm on a world tour with Common, my man.
With each and every night, a couple of dykes in the van.
Yeah,
like,
he-
first
he
of all, what
snapped.
was his infatuation with homosexual women?
Like,
Man, let's stop.
Stronger, yeah.
The hood love to listen to Jeezy and Weezy.
But
yeah,
Yeezy.
I did it for the glory, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite
That's
song.
a fire song.
Glory, bro. Like,
That's my
that
favorite
shit
song.
just-
Fire song.
Damn,
Every time I put it
felt
on,
that in my soul. Shout out to Kanye, man.
Can I talk my shit again?
That's
Even
a
if I
fire
don't
song.
hit
That
it
is
again,
a
dog,
fire
are you
song.
fucking
kidding?
kidding? My hat, my shoes, my what?
my
What?
coat, Louis Vuitton
stitch.
stitch.
That's Donatella Versace. That's Louis Vuitton, bitch. Hennessy. I'm gone out there, Bacardi.
Okay,
Limon,
cuz,
Corona.
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm saying,
Okay,
don't
cuz.
start nothing. Cuz.
Okay,
He went
cuz.
crazy on that one.
Let's get to the final part of the show. This is if you're new to DeCypherEd, this is a part of the show where we speak directly to the artist if they are able to hear us. It's called Sincerely DeCypherEd. We just go however we want to go, but if any one of y'all want to go first, look into the camera and talk to Kanye, let him know something that's on your heart.
This your moment, Bino.
Yay. I love you, bro. I really do. And I pray for you, and I want you to be the best you that you gonna be. You know what I'm saying? As far as the music is concerned, I want to say keep doing what you're doing, but I want you to focus on your mental health. I really want you to focus on your mental health and try to become as much as whole as you can possibly become again, if that's possible. Like, if it's not, it's understandable to a certain extent. I'm still fighting for you, bro. I'm defending you every chance I get.
Making
Facts.
you proud. Wave him around.
And you can ask Skip. You can ask DJ.
On this
Every
album,
time,
I'm with you
every
though.
chance
On
I
this
get,
album, I'm
bro.
with you.
I'm defending
I'm
you.
with you for a good part of his catalog.
Yeah.
They talking about, bro, from all his catalog.
Nah,
I'm
Okay.
telling you. I'm just
like his catalog is very reflective of himself in those moments. So
Mhm.
I never
but
say
you
that
can,
Kanye was
you
never
can actually
honest.
tell, like in your music, you describe everything you're going to in that time frame.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know,
time, yeah.
and that's why, like, I've grown with you, but at the same time, I'm not going through this what you going through, right? But I listen to the music and I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I appreciate you for telling your story and telling the truth, honesty.
All right. Kanye, I appreciate you making this album. You were the reason I bought a record player. I was one of them dudes that wanted to rap and make soul beats. So I appreciate that inspiration. I appreciate you being able to be yourself and push your boundaries at the same time. A lot of people can't do both. You did it beautifully on this album. You did it masterfully, and hey, just big ups to you on this, man.
Let him know how you feel, DJ.
Bro, this is one of the greatest runs in hip hop history. I don't care what nobody say, bro. Your first 3 albums are top tier. They're amazing. And honestly, I don't know if that run's gonna be replicated again. I mean, it's people that's gotten close, but as far as just like out the gate coming with heat, other than like you said, what we was talking about with Nas, where he was solidified off his first one. But
Kendrick. Sorry.
That's why I say it's not that many, but
Okay,
it's
okay.
but for the most part, just solidify just project after project after project, and you elevating with each one in terms of your beat making, your sequencing, your producing,
Facts.
your lyrical ability. Like honestly, like I know people talk about the whole writing camps and all that shit, but I understand that it's more to that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really focus on that part and all that shit, to be totally honest, because I know people can be petty. So I get that shit. But I respect your opinion. Always have. So ultimately I just want to thank you for just the music you have put out, because it definitely shaped my taste in music for sure. Because when this came out, I was a when it first came out, I was graduating high school, but I didn't really appreciate it until, like you said, maybe freshman, sophomore year. That's when I really spent it the most at that point. So you definitely shaped my taste in music up to the point where it is now. Absolutely. So no one can take that away from you. Your impact on music is always going to be there. I mean, at this point, you've been solidified for a while now. But honestly, I think this was the one, like this album here, that really proved like your greatness as a whole artist. So shout out to you.
Okay. I ain't got nothing dramatic to say.
Yeah.
Kanye, thank you for your bravery, first of all. Thank you for your endless creativity. Thank you for your humility. Thank you for for not being afraid, to show people what humanity really looks like. Um, you have created a discography in music that it's few that can compare. The longevity, in the ways that you've recreated yourself so many different times throughout your career is also something that a lot of people can't hold a candle to. Thank you for continuing to challenge yourself throughout music. Thank you for understanding that nobody knows your dreams and your passions more than you. So I want to thank you for showing people like me and other people who enjoyed your music what it really means to have a dream and to put their feet down in the dirt and pave a way for themselves, you know, in the midst of all of the negativity and people holding you back. Like people that you think are really holding your shoulders and pushing you forward are really holding you back, if not driving you backwards. So thank you for that.
That's a bar.
Thank you for just continually challenging the status quo in everything you do, because like I said on the last episode, any dream is a delusion until you make it manifest in real time. And you've shown us on multiple occasions that any dream you have with the right amount of diligence and the right people around you can be manifested. Thank you for creating another generation of musicians. A lot of, like he said, a lot of the taste in music wouldn't exist. Like you made it possible for our whole 20s and late teens and 20s and into our 30s music to exist for the most part. You know what I mean? Like some people have, taken what you've given them and went their own way with it, for better or worse. But without you, their existence wouldn't be possible. So like other than that, like you said, the first 3 albums in your catalog, possibly all 3 may be flawless. Your first 5, I don't see anybody outside of Kendrick really getting close to it. So yeah, man, I just want to salute you as a great artist. First off, great musician, visionary. I can't call you a thought leader, but everything else, you know what I mean? You've done a great job and paved many ways for people, of all walks of life to look after. So I hope that your hero's journey one day reaches a point of completion that you can be proud of. But until then, we're going to continue to see what you create and put out into the world for us to consume and learn through. So yeah, appreciate you, Kanye. Oh yeah, and his album Fire as Fuck. Yeah, Fire as Fuck. Go ahead. Somebody, y'all had something to say?
Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm at a good place now.
Okay. So that concludes this episode of Deciphered. As always, follow us on all of our socials. They'll show up down here. Let us know what albums y'all want us to get into, because until they drop some fire shit, we are going to continue to comb through the classics and give y'all stuff from a different point of view, and try to give y'all more detailed insight on some of the albums that we thought were some of the best of all time. And until then, peace.